The world was in turmoil, and at the center of it all was a man. He was no king, nor was he a power-hungry tyrant. He was just a man searching for answers. His name was Nicholas Copernicus. Born on February 19, 1473 in Torun, Poland, he was raised in a wealthy family, and his education reflected that. At age 23, he earned the position of canon in the Fromborg Chapel. This position helped him greatly in his research, for it allowed him to fund it as long as he liked. He traveled to 5 colleges all across Europe. They were Krakow, Padua, Bologna, Fromborg, and Ferrara. He then took up residence in the Fromborg Cathedral, where he lived for the rest of his life. Copernicus had always held a great fascination with the stars, a fascination only kindled by his friendship with astronomers Domenico and Maria Novara. During one of his midnight observations, Copernicus observed Mars moving backwards. Even using the complex system of rotating and counter-rotating spheres, the planets simply did not match up either their forecasted positions.
There are only 2 answers. Either the works of Ptolemy and Aristotle were flawed, or the solar system followed a very complex format that had escaped the brightest brains of the century. Copernicus thought it was impossible that mankind could not grasp the workings of the solar system in his lifetime, so he dedicated his life to finding a correct model of the solar system. At last, one midnight, while recording his observations with a charcoal stick on a piece of yellowing parchment, he hit upon it. The only way the solar system could be accurate was if Earth was dragged of its podium in the center of the universe and the sun was put in its place. Using this as his model, Copernicus did the necessary calculations. The mathematics worked, and indeed his calculations are much closer than those of both Aristotle and Ptolemy. Eventually, Copernicus decided that he must release his ideas and calculations to the world. During this time, Copernicus took only 24 observations of the universe.
When news of his work spread through the country, the Teutonic Knights, a German order dedicated converting all of Europe and the Holy Land into Christianity, when they got wind of his preaching, they sent out a company of men to capture or kill Copernicus and burn his works. But Copernicus was not helpless. He had been schooled in the art of sword fighting and was a highly proficient dueler. The Teutonics sent wave after wave of knights, but all of them were repelled. When at last he had completed his written work, it contained not only Copernicus's calculations and mathematical proof that the sun was at the center of our solar system, it also proved that Earth was spherical, it rotated on an axis, and there was more land than water on the surface of the Earth. He arrived at this conclusion by radicalizing if Earth was the heaviest of all elements, and if water and Earth were equal each with a radius of half Earth, Earth would be encased in water and we would be underwater too. Thus, there must be more Earth than water for us to be above water.
It is theorized that Copernicus did not release his works for fear of retaliation from the Church and the Teutonic Knights. Others believe it was because he did not yet think that his book was perfect. For like the spheres and circles he so cherished, he believed in absolute perfection. At last, on his deathbed, but a week from the final journey of an old man, Rheticus convinced him to give his consent to publish the volume of On the Revolutions of Heavenly Spheres. The date is May 24th, 1543. I know my time is nearing, but I simply cannot stand the thought of dying without knowing whether or not my work has been published. I call out for Rheticus in my book. At last he comes and lays it upon my chest. I grasp it with all the life that is left in my frail bones. Now at last I am ready for the last journey. I pray that God will not banish me to hell for betrayal of his laws in the quest for knowledge. Many hours pass while I grapple with the fear behind my eyelids. At last, when my mind is still, like a stagnant pond, I murmur under my breath, now is the time for the adventure of the old soul. And so I let the warmth flow out of my limbs and close my eyes. I walk down the long hallway and into the light. Alas, Copernicus has gone, and the world is a greater place for it. But others will come and follow the path he has forged, and they will extend on it and make it longer and wider. He is not the first, and he will not be the last. Even though others may outstrip his accomplishments, he will always hold a place in our hearts and memories as the founder of modern astronomy, and there are many who still remember him.
Question 1. Conflicts of a revolution of heavenly spheres. Question 2. What were his life accomplishments? Question 3. Rivals and enemies. Question 4. Connections to others in the church. Question 5. The Teutonic Knights. Did they really attack him like they did in the books? Question 6. What did he accomplish that nobody else did? Question 7. How did he take a stand?